Hello there, my name is Christ and this is the gameplay commentary for prototype demo of the project called Signál Marionette. By precise, almost puppety-like inputs, you will need to navigate across a shattered world and connect it back to power using mysterious powers of signal energy whilst encountering many difficulties on your path. In case you are interested in trying this prototype demo for yourself, it is available on my itch.io, link in the description. First, very important thing to mention is that this game is intended for gamepad. You'll see why in a moment. I am going to add support for mouse and keyboard, however, gamepad allows for some interesting controls which this game is all about. So without further ado, let's get to gameplay. We start with a typical movement and seemingly underwhelming jump. However, the longer you hold the jump button before releasing it, the higher you jump, which gives the jump a bit more utility. And it helps to slow down the tempo of the game as its focus is more on precision rather than speed. Rotation of the character is controlled with right stick, and by pressing right stick you interact with certain objects. So let's open the door and get to the interesting bits. Here we see the first functional toggle that is connected to a door via Signál system, which is sort of logic circuit system inspired by redstone from Minecraft. It serves the function of feedback, helps navigate player, plus there are some interesting gameplay use cases which are unfortunately out of scope of this video. Here you can see a button that is a little higher than player's look direction. This is where one of the core game mechanics comes into play. With left trigger you activate vertical aim and you can control look direction on vertical axis. When holding the left trigger, the character looks upward, and if you add the direction with the right stick, you get to look forward with small upward offset. And now we can just press the button and get out of here. Haha, you see what I did there? But the vertical aim is not only about that. Overall, there are 7 different vertical directions that you can look, and the whole game is going to revolve around this mechanic. I was always intrigued by analog properties of gamepad triggers and sticks, and wanted to create something that would require certain precision with these inputs. These controls demand almost puppety-like precision, which is why I chose the temporal name Signál Marionette. It captures the feeling of being a puppeteer while involving the signal system. However, it's just a working title, and I have yet to see if it sticks. What do you think about the name? Any other ideas? Next, we have a little test of players' timing. I want the game to contain some simple movement and platforming challenges to create a bit more variety in game beats. And later in the game, when the player is more familiar with the look controls, I will have more options to create interesting puzzles, problems or obstacles. At this stage of the demo, we start to explore the other core mechanic, and that is the grab. Character is able to grab and hold onto some objects. This specifically is heavy object. That means it can only be pushed or pulled around. These heavy objects currently have only a few usages, such as movable platforms to get to or to reach higher places, or to use as a weight over a pleasure plate. Speaking of which, this is a pressure plate. And I think I don't need to explain how pressure plate works, right? But I want to address this cube. This is a light grabbable object. which can be carried by character, can be placed down where the character is currently looking, and even thrown. One very important feature that is missing from the demo, because it is only in design stage, are the usable grabbable objects. That, when held, can also be used like a sort of tool by pressing certain inputs. Here are some designs. These tools, in combination with vertical aim controls, create many interesting gameplay possibilities. So that is it for the demo. Hope you find the game concept interesting. In case you want to learn more about the projects I'm working on, I recommend subscribing here on YouTube or following me on Twitter. Have a great day and go play something fun.